You know what? I was thinking about after I listened to that podcast that Suge did about Diddy and the Snoop and Tupac and Biggie's murders, and he raised a point about Snoop knowing something about Tupac and him being set up to be killed. Suge didn't have a platform, so we really didn't get to hear a lot of his side of the story on these things until now. But when you think about it, Snoop was very envious of Tupac because Tupac was Death Row's #1 star when he got signed. There was a lot of jealousy and envy there because he felt like Suge was spending a lot of resources, time and, resources and money investing in Pac's career because Pac was Death Row's cash cow. And there was some jealousy there. I don't care how, in the media and the public, people try to present themselves and act like they like you and stuff. It's some Judas snake people out here in this world. In the same way that Tupac suspected Biggie and Puffy, set him up the first time he got shot, that could very well have been the situation with Snoop. Snoop might have knew that they were going to kill Tupac and Suge. Because Snoop is a Crip. Daz, Snoop, and Corrupt are Crips. So, and they've always pledged allegiance to Crips. So why would they have more loyalty to Death Row and Snoop and Piru than they would the Crips that killed Tupac and nearly killed Suge? And now Snoop is the owner of Death Row. Suge, you got a point there. Also, with Suge's murder case, what he's in there serving time for now, that case that he caught this last time, self-defense if I ever seen one. If you look at that video at that burger joint, Suge was pulled in the drive-thru. Now somebody that came to start a fight or a shootout or, come for trouble, you don't pull in the drive-thru of a burger joint. And those two men rushed him, and that Bone dude started fighting and punching Suge inside the window of his car while he sat through the drive-thru of that fast food joint. All Suge wanted to do was come and negotiate compensation for Ice Cube and Dre and them using his name and likeness in their movie. Somebody that came up there for trouble ain't going to the burger joint. You ain't going to get a hamburger. What, you beat him with a hamburger? Kill him with a cheeseburger? No. Any defense attorney worth their salt would have argued that, raised that self-defense claim 7 days to Sunday. They should have argued that who was it? Matthew Fletcher was his defense attorney. Matthew Fletcher has a brother who looks just like him named Mike Fletcher, who I think is still a practicing attorney still here in Kansas City. But that was his attorney on that case. And I just say that any lawyer worth his salt, any criminal defense lawyer worth his salt, should have been able to get Suge an involuntary manslaughter, or if not an outright acquittal, because nobody want to hear no Ice Cube. But anyway, yeah, that's what happened. I know Suge has done a lot of things, and he's, had a violent past. But if I was a lawyer, if I was his attorney, his criminal defense attorney, I would have implored the jury to look at that. The fact that Suge himself has narrowly escaped death at least twice that we know of. because he's been shot before. I think Suge was shot 6 times and survived. And then he witnessed Tupac get killed right in front of him and was also hit with what, shrapnel or fragments or whatever it was he was hit with, and almost lost his life. So you got to think about this and take. I know Suge's reputation precedes him, but a good attorney would argue that you have to take into consideration that this man on that day had experience in his past gun violence before, to where it's a level of a PTSD type reaction that he did when he put that car in gear, that truck in gear, and he got the heck up out of there. And you see the video, he backed up. The man was in the way because they rushed him. They rushed his truck. He backed that thing up and he put it in drive and got the heck up out of there. All I see is a person that was trying to not get killed, and he got the hell up out of Dodge. So any lawyer, I don't know what type of crackerjack. Look, any lawyer could have argued that that was a clear-cut case of self-defense, because it was. I don't care what the man had done in the past. That was self-defense, what he did at that Tam's Burger joint. Because they ain't had no business rushing him like that. With a gun. The victim, I don't know if it was a victim or the man that ran up there and hit him, one of them had a gun. So they were armed. They rushed his truck armed. And this is a man who has been shot 6 times before, witnessed Tupac get killed right next to him while he was driving in the driver's seat and Tupac was in the passenger seat, seeing this man, Tupac, get gunned down. You know what? This man, my client got PTSD. He got the heck up out of Dodge when he saw these men rush him. He didn't come to fight. He was at the burger joint in the drive-thru. Come on now. That's, like I said, you know what? Sometimes a person's reputation precedes him, and I think it was that's what it was, is that people were looking at Suge and his reputation and did not consider the situation at hand. Because anybody else could have argued self-defense all the way and probably would have successfully argued self-defense to the point that they got an acquittal or either an involuntary manslaughter charge. Because that man did not, he may have intentionally killed him. I mean, I don't know if he intentionally did it or it was just a thing to where it was a knee-jerk reaction based on his past experiences that he got the heck up out of Dodge. So I know what it is that he was just thinking about, my reputation precedes me, and if I get convicted, these people mess around and give me life in prison or the death penalty. But 28 years, at his age, that is life in prison. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, there was something to think about. The whole situation with what he said about Snoop, that makes sense, because Snoop was jealous of Tupac, because Tupac was the #1 man on death row at the time. And Snoop is a Crip. He's a Crip. So Crips killed Tupac. So he might have possibly been privy to the whole hit that could have resulted in Tupac and Suge getting killed that day. Because you got to be careful who you call your friend, who you think your friend. Tupac thought Biggie and Puffy were his friends. And look what happened to him. Something to think about. But this Biggie and Tupac, those homicides are going to get solved. Both of them are. Both of them are. And we just got to sit back and wait and see how all this stuff unfolds. So, yeah. Be blessed. Have a good evening, y'all.